with these three powerful men, each one of them at the bare minimum. If I could put a dollar symbol on them, at the bare minimum, I'm probably sitting at a table with like $200 million. And I'm just like the young cat, like barely making six figures. You know what I'm saying? At the table, they just like, I ain't even young. We're all similar in age, but as far as money wise, I'm the quarter. I'm the quarter at the slot machine. So I'm just sitting back because like their problems that they're experiencing is nothing like it's just a different dynamic. So I sat back and I just was listening to them talk about different things, you know. And then Dax was like, Chris, do not exclude yourself from this conversation. You may not be in the position that we are in, but you understand the dynamics of what we're talking about. I said, okay, Dax, okay, I'm feeling you. He said, have you ever worked in corporate America? I was like, yeah, I worked in corporate. We gave him my background and stuff. He said, so you understand what we're talking about. You just don't understand how upper management thinks about it. What all thought goes into when we get ready to make a decision and stuff like that. So do not exclude yourself because one day you might be in this position. So you need to include yourself. Stop trying to exclude yourself. Like if you hear us say something and it don't sound right, say so. It don't matter if you're right or wrong. You just need to say so. So I was like, damn, okay, all right. Dax was like, bro, we all equals here. It don't matter what we do. We all equals here. We all come here for the same thing. We all come here to become better. And then so I was like, okay, Dax, okay. I'm smelling what you're saying. So me and Dax, like, he still chit chat with me, and I'm still can't quite figure out what's Dax's backstory. You know, once I found out, CEO Sharon Rock, I said, all right, cool. I ain't tripping on that. And then he was like, yeah, I did. You know, I used to run triathlons all the time, blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, cool. I can relate to that. We all athletes of some sort. I can feel that. And then Dax was like, I said, but Dax, like, bruh, I'm trying to do, like, you got an energy about you that's killing me. I can't figure out what the deal. I can't, like, it just sucking me in like a vortex, bro. Like he said, man, I'm probably the only person that's in here. He said, I'm probably the only person that's inside of our leadership group that has not done, but has did what I tell you guys, we call it a power focus, but when we started working with the software, we call it a stack. He said, I'm the only guy that's probably did a stack every day for the last 10 years. And he's been inside the leadership group for 11 years. Ooh, that's commitment. He said, Chris, I can't tell you how much me doing these stacks has changed my life. I've been married 25 years. He said, me and my wife thought my wife tells me all the time, like, how much more is there in life that you're trying to experience? He was like, whatever's left out there to experience. And I get closer and closer with experiencing everything I want to experience in life, even the ups and downs of life. I have fun with it, and I enjoy the challenges, and I enjoy everything about it because I get to write about it and process the information. And every time I write about it, process the information, I get digging deeper and deeper into myself, and I discover something new about myself every time. He said it's mind blowing because my wife literally goes like, I've watched you continually evolve and evolve and evolve and evolve. And it's almost like you're on a nonstop path of evolving. He was like, I'm going to continue to evolve until the lights go out in my eyes and the breath leave my lungs. I just sat back. I was like, damn, tell me more, Dax. Tell me more. He's like, Chris, what's your deepest, darkest fear? Like, what is it? I said, my deepest, darkest fear is probably like relapsing, like going back to like womanizing and shit like that. He said, bro, I'm going to hit you with something. It's going to mess your head up. All right, Dax, whatever, man. I mean, you already sucked me in. I'm gonna keep drinking the Kool-Aid. This Jonestown, I'm gonna keep drinking the Kool-Aid. All right. He said, it ain't the fact that you're gonna relapse and womanize, and it ain't the fact that you're gonna start cheating again and doing dumb shit like that. That ain't got nothing. That ain't even the deal. He said the deal is that you still holding on to the guilt. It's already been forgiven. It was forgiven when it happened. It was forgiven when it happened, bro. I was like, huh? He said when Jesus died on that cross, he knew that we were going to sin and continue to sin. As soon as you sin, it's forgiven. You know that, right? The concept blew everybody's mind at the table. None of us even remotely considered that concept. And so I was like, Dax, you mean to tell me? He said, Chris, you've been forgiven. The only reason why you feel like you haven't been forgiven is because your emotions is what keep you in check to make sure you don't sin like that again. That's the gift God left you behind, was your emotion. When you feel guilty about something, or when you holding on to long-term shame And when you hold on to long-term guilt, long-term shame, and that evolves into blame. He said, when you hold on to all that shit, it's because those are emotions that God gave us as the regulators of sin. It basically tells us you did wrong. Yes, you're gonna feel this pain. You're gonna feel all of this emotional pain because you're feeling this emotional pain, so you would never experience this emotional pain again. And that shit punched me in the chest. It's been punching me in the chest the last 4 days. He told me this on Thursday. I still haven't fully grasped the concept of it. I'm rapping with y'all about it because I told Todd. I did my stack and sent it to Todd. She was like, oh, okay, you starting to get it now. She was like, you starting to get it now. Okay, you starting to wrap your head around it. I said, but nah, not fully. Like, it still fucked me up. So that's the type of stuff when I'm headed to these leadership groups, those are the men that I'm hanging out with. That forces me to think on a higher level so I can come back and just be a better person, a better coach for you all. And that gym right there, I still ain't finished processing that gym. I feel guilty for all the women I ever cheated on. I feel guilty for not being like the father I was supposed to be. I feel guilty for all this shit, and I take all this shit with me. But God already forgave me for it. He just left the guilt behind so I could deal with it and never do it again. So once I move past getting over the guilt of it all and start feeling the forgiveness that's out there for me, then it'll be another step of evolution, emotional evolution for me. So something to think about. Your past transgressions, you already been forgiven. Now it's up to you to deal with the guilt, the shame, and the blame of it all.